We are going to start today by showing you around the farm a little bit and tell you about our 2019 goals.
Right now we're standing in one of our farm fields. We grow on about 1 acre at this farm. Our goal for 2019 is to grow about 10,000 pounds of produce to donate back to low-income Longmont community members. Behind us you can see our greenhouse where we start all of our plant starts for this farm and also grow plant starts to donate to those same community members so that they can also grow their own food.
The farm also works to inspire children about gardening, nutrition, and science through educational field trips to the farm. Here we have our observational beehives. So these are a great tool to teach kids about pollination and the importance of bees in growing food. We also have vermicomposting bins which are located near our greenhouse. And these bins are a great tool to teach kids about how worms can help us create healthy soil and reduce food waste on the farm. So these are just a couple of the tools that we use in addition to the fields and plants growing here to help teach kids.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Keeley. I'm the Executive Director for Growing Gardens. I'm happy to say I've been with Growing Gardens 17 years now this spring, and it's been really exciting for me to see how the organization has grown over the past 17 years. Excited to apply for this grant. We've done a lot of expansion of our programming in Longmont in the last 3 years. We started our Longmont farm in 2016, and in the past few years we've expanded a lot of our children's programming. And new in 2019, we're going to be adding preschools to our list of children that we're educating, so we are hoping we're a really good fit. We have 12 preschools that have contacted us that would like education from our teachers, so we'll be going out and doing science education based on gardening themes and farming and ecology to these preschools. In addition, we're going to be continuing some of our existing programming. We have a great program partnership with the Timberline Elementary School. We do classes twice a year for ages pre-K through 5th grade, but through 3rd grade would fit for this grant. And that's about 600 children each year through 3rd grade that we would be serving with field trips twice a year to our farm. When the kids come to our farm, they get to experience hands-on science education. They get to learn about ecology and the things they've been studying in their classroom in a hands-on, fun way where they're active and engaged. One of the things we do with modeling our lessons on the state science standards is for 1st graders they need to learn the parts of a plant. So they've been learning it in their classroom, and then they come out to our farm and we'll do a lesson where they eat their way through parts of a plant. So they'll start at the bottom and eat their way through some carrots and some beets, and then they'll work their way through a stem of celery, and then they'll work on eating some leaves of spinach and lettuce. They'll eat broccoli as a flower, and then when they get to the fruit part, we'll eat peppers and tomatoes. This sort of delicious way of learning science is something that the teachers tell us that the kids really remember long after they've been to the farm. One of my favorite stories of the farm is a student named Juan came out with his class and did a lesson and got a field trip to our farm, and then their class was so excited about what they had been learning about worms and composting that they invited our staff to come back to their classroom and help build compost bins for all of the classes of that grade in their school. This was in the Timberline School. And when we were there visiting and building the compost bins, Juan ran up to one of our staff members and said, "Hey, remember me from the garden?" And he had been the kid that really loved spinach. He fell in love with tasting spinach when he was out the first time. And in the winter when we came out, he reminded us of the spinach that he'd been eating on the farm. He said he was making everyone in his family eat spinach on their sandwiches all winter. And then in the spring he brought his dad back to the farm. They were neighbors and they lived close, and we gave them some spinach seeds, and they're excited to start their own garden. One of the first field trips that came out to the site from Timberline was a class of 3rd graders, and one of the little girls told us that they had never been on a field trip before. This was the first time they'd been out of the classroom since she'd been at school. And she said she was so excited, it was her favorite day ever. And when our staff asked their teacher about it after the lesson was done, the teacher confirmed that their school doesn't do field trips. They just don't have the funding to do that. Thank you for your consideration and time.